Alright, I thought I was the lucky one. I had a G4 since late 2015 when Verizon put it on a special with $250 cashback kind of thing. And maybe they knew what they were up against. I had heard about different problems with it and kind of avoided them all. I had the USB port stayed good for me. I got it hot a couple times and it worked, so I was kind of cheating the trend for this phone. Its notorious problem, though, was the boot loop. And I had avoided that until eventually the battery exploded or puffed out on it. And that was 2 years, it's 2017. So 2 years this phone lasts me, and that's kind of sad. But it was a great phone. It had a lot of features. It was using Android from Google really well with the extra bells and whistles. It's got a great LED. And I took it apart once the boot loop started up and looked at solutions, and you're supposed to cook the motherboard. One thing they did do that makes me think this is a later revision is they added another heatsink. The other ones showed the little heatsink on the back side. This one has on the front side over the chip the bigger heatsink. So that's the addition they made after 2015, where they were fighting the issue in the beginning. And I don't know if cooking it is going to work. I'm very skeptical. But then the other thing that is a design flaw that I just was looking at was that the buttons for the on-off and volume up and down are directly over the motherboard. So its design was very slim for its day, and it had a great screen and all those great features that I was loving about it. And the design is just a little bit wonky. So you see I have the motherboard out here, and the design was just cheating the odds for as great a phone it is. And it's sad it's from South Korea because South Korea is supposed to be such a great place as opposed to North Korea. But this is my phone right now. It's in pieces. So I guess my other resort is to grab the SIM card and make sure that I can get some data off of that. But at this point, this is it. This is the guts of an LG4 laid out, and that's my new story. Thanks for watching. Well, I cooked it and it worked for a second. It booted up once and then it all kicked back in again, turned on the blue flashing light. So like people have said, they have to do it twice or more, each time being a little more aggressive with the heating. So it gets into that super power-up boot mode if you give it a chance to hold down the buttons and everything, but after that it just keeps going back to the loop. So I guess I'm going to spend another hour taking them apart again. But like the guides, the only thing that the guides lack is take out the SIM card so you're not cooking your plastic SIM card. But that didn't damage it. It's still booting up at least once every time it cools down. So gotta keep on trying and cook the heat sensors again. See if we can like cook them to death, I guess, is basically what we're doing. And so it's still a work in progress. Well, it seems to have taken 2 tries. Second try, I baked it a little further, and when I put it back together, I put a dab of Vaseline on the back side of the mother chip before I put on the heat sink, and I believe I put a piece of paper on top of that heat sink, and that's wedging it now between that and the back of the screen. That was another suggestion that I heard from people, and rebooted it. I put the cover back on. Now it's appearing to work. It's a little warmer on the back of the case. I'm going to see how long this works. So far I've been handling it, keeping my hand off the hotter area where I now know, of course, where the mother chip is, and it's back to being its old self, and I'm so happy with it. I want to use this to replace my transformer, I think. As much as I love the transformer, it's really getting dated. It doesn't update the past the different versions of Android anymore. So, I mean, this has now things that I can remote control my computer with the stuff around the room. It's kind of handy to have one out and about as another room remote versus a full-blown phone. So I might trim down all these other items and keep it going as a small tablet, and certainly more handy than the transformer has gotten. As much fun as it was to have a transformer with the big screen. So that's my update. I don't know if this helps anyone else fix a item in the future, but it's now got a little bit of life until it decides to warm up the environment that I've created for it in the back of the phone. Not sure if the case, it might be the case will add to some warmth, and slowly it'll degrade further. That's probably the only option that's continuing at this point. But there you have it. It's back to life as a tablet device.